Hello and welcome back to episode 9 of the Moto3 Career mode. In today's episode we will be off to Germany for the Sachsenring GP. After an average enough race in Catalonia, can I get myself back to the front of the field in Germany? Let's find out. So you join me here in qualifying. You might be able to tell, but it's actually a wet track. It's been wet all weekend. My only dry running of the weekend is going to come in the race, which might hamper me a small bit. But I would much rather a wet qualifying than a wet race because we've been struggling all year in the wet. Now, I don't feel too bad at this track. I do like Sachsenring. It's quite a fun track. It's something different. Not a long lap as we're through sector 1, a tenth under. Good start to the lap. Have very similar issues to Catalonia where on the edge of the tyre the bike likes to pump. Not ideal for a track like this where you're, big moment in the middle of turn 5. Like I was saying, not a good setup if I have long corners like you do at Sachsenring where you're always on the edge of the tyre. As you can see, we lost 0.4 in that sector, 3 tenths off. Will we be able to claw back in the third sector? So we come up to turn 10 and then we massive moment. I have to roll down waterfall because I was way off and I'm a tenth and a third under. 2 corners to go of this very short but fun Sachsenring circuit. Can I claim another pole position this year? Up to the final corner now. It's just a drag to the line. And again a massive moment. Tuck in the front on entry, spinning it up on exit. Cross the line, our pole. So for this race, I've gone for a different strategy. For most races this year, especially when I've had a lot of dry practice, I've ended up thinking the medium tyres won't last. So I've gone for either a medium front and a hard rear or hard. In this race, even though I was thinking it has to be hard because the edge tyre, I thought to myself, I never have good feeling in the race with tyres. I always feel a little weak into braking. 5 red lights and we're away. But as I was saying, I touched the wall. Not a great start. But I feel awful on hard tyres. So I'm going to try it now. I might run out of tyres. So I'm already back down to P3. That class is a track more limits. Lovely. I'm on the inside curve. Big contact with the right on the outside. I tucked the front. There's a crash behind me. As I've had many moments in the opening 3 corners. Back down to P7. Will I be able to claw my way back up into the top 5? John McPhee, of course. The little rabbits have to get out front. I have to chase him down. As we touch the inside curve. Front moment. Front bobble, but we survive. Ivan Guevara is just ahead of us. Can we get him up the inside? No, we can't. Can we? Might be able to get him into turn 9 or turn 10 here. My apologies. We flick it right. He's still in front apparently. Side by side we touch. I try and keep it on the track. So yeah, again, really running low fuel loads just to maximise my pace in the race. Because, Ivan Guevara absolutely throwing me up the inside into the penultimate corner, into the Saxon curve. Giving me a big scare as Kaitatoba comes up. It looks like in the early lap and a bit we've done, my pace isn't great. Remember, these are my first dry laps of the weekend at this track, so it will take a lap or 2 for me to readjust. So I'm not too overly concerned that I'm dropping back. To be honest, I thought I'd go back faster. To be only by P8 by the end of lap 1 and be involved in plenty of collisions isn't too bad. We just need to kind of stick in here now behind Kaitatoba. I might actually get underneath him. Yeah, it looks like we've gotten that move done. That is a cracking move through Omega. He obviously ran it wide and I just took advantage turning it tight underneath him. As we drop down into turn 7 and now coming up to a very tricky turn 8. Taking a lot of outside curb, flat out of it. As we've got a great run on Guevara again. It looks like we have him passed. Now we're into P6. Is he going to fight back into the waterfall? I got a much better run this time. Might even get Antonelli. Can I get Antonelli into Saxon Curve? Oh, looks like we can. So, I don't want to speak too soon, but I think I might have figured out my issues in the race. I was going too hard of a compound. It looks like in the early... Oh, as we have a massive rear end slide out of last corner. Lift the rear up. As I go fastest man on track by half a second. That was a cracking lap for me. So it looks like, again, touch wood, the medium tyres are the ones I should be using. I know for a fact softs won't work. I will shred them up. I won't be able to get them full race distance. So far, it looks promising. Now, I will be very keen to see what my tyres and my pace is like in the last handful of laps. We're sitting on P5 pretty comfortable. Now, McPhee and up on the inside curve made a mistake there. Now, just as I was saying, we look comfortable. As always, anytime I say anything, I make a mistake. Jinx myself. Now, we come up, touching the outside curve again on entry. Got a good run on Suzuki, the previous race winner. And we're up past into P4. No, he fights around the outside. Now, can I get him down the waterfall? Like we did Antonelli. Got a good run again. No, he goes defensive. He actually goes for move on Binder by the looks of it. I'm going to go wide and cut back for the later apex. Get a better run. Go around the outside. It's probably not going to work into the last corner. I'm going to try and cut underneath him out of the last corner. Oh, it looks like it worked. It's worked a treat. We're going to get both of them. We're up into P3. We're on the podium. Could we take victory here in Sachsenring? It looks promising so far. I'm the fastest man on track. And one of my main issues, John McPhee almost gets tangled up with the back of Gabby Rodrigo into turn 1. One of my biggest issues all season is that I haven't been able to have the confidence on the braking and been able to pass people when I'm quicker. Now, so far, as John McPhee and Gabby Rodrigo are going side by side through the second sector. Oh, I got that wrong. Again, struggling with the uphill corners, turn 5 and turn 6 especially. Let's come through turn 7 and we drop back downhill. I feel very strong through this turn 7 here. We can kind of steer it with the rear drifted around the corner, get a good run down into the dreaded turn 8. Not too bad that lap. We seem to be pulling in the leaders. Can we win this? We're doing fabulous so far, considering I have had no dry laps. Good run again down the waterfall. As I'm after opening up a serious gap over P4 of Darren Binder now. John McPhee just half a second or so ahead of me. It looks like I have race winning pace here today in Germany. Something I have never said in the wet or dry. One race is in the wet. That one stunning race in Le Mans. So we brake later, we outbrake John McPhee. Don't think we're getting this stopped. Go for very wide, back for the late apex. Right on the back of John McPhee now in his Petronas NSR 250. Now we're over half race distance now. I'm just going to sit in here and just watch. I'm not going to push to see can I get to the lead too early. I'm still conscious that this is my first race on double mediums and I don't know if they last me the race distance or not. Was it just touch the inside curve? So McPhee looks comfortable behind Rodrigo, the championship leader. Not taking any risks at the moment. As we plunge down through turn 11, the waterfall again. What a great corner, even better on board. Now I just taking it a bit easy. Now I need to be careful that I don't lose my pace, lose my touch to the leaders. So make a few mistakes through the penultimate corner. If he goes for the lead, is he going to get it out of the last corner? They are side by side. Gabby Rodrigo holds it, but McPhee's after getting a better drive. I'm trying to get a bit of slipstream off of Gabriel Rodrigo. It's working. I'll go to the outside and brake deep. And we are in a scrap for the lead. I didn't expect to say that today. And we're nearly into P2. Gabriel Rodrigo, the man I've been fighting so much. Him and his teammate, Jeremy Alcoba. I fought him so much this season. So, getting into the final third of the race. Tyres are still feeling quite good. Wondering, will I have tyres underneath me in the last lap? Gabriel Rodrigo slightly wide. Can I squirt it up his inside? I get a great run up the inside into P2. It's me and John McPhee now head to head for the win. Third track limits, and I've messed up this sector. I reckon Gabriel Rodrigo's probably going to repass me into the Saxon curve. Might have kind of blocked him, like going through the waterfall there. I kind of got a very bad run, balked his run too, I think. It's wide through Saxon curve, and through comes Gabriel Rodrigo. So go again to the outside, favouring the outside run. He's going out my seat and he's tagged me. I'm stuck on his bike and I'm lucky not to go down. Back to P4. Again, multiple incidents with the AI going for moves I'm never going to pull off. An audacious move from Gabriel Rodrigo ends in disaster for him. I got lifted. He lifted 2 wheels off my bike. I couldn't control it. Lucky to stay on. Lucky still to be only in P4. If it wasn't for how good of a gap I'd pulled in the early laps, I don't think I'd still be even in the points. Never mind the top 5. Now I can still see the podium. I'm afraid John McPhee, without mistake, has this one. He's already a corner ahead of the guys in front of me, and I'm basically a corner behind them. So now I need to all my wishes of seeing how my tyres would last after full race distance and I would have tyres at the end. No, I'm just going to have to push them and I have to spend them, so it's going to be all for nothing really, because I won't be able to tell if they worked. We'll still be able to see my pace. I do expect this to be a slow lap because I didn't get a good ride or run out of the last corner after getting collected by Gabriel Rodrigo and pulled to the outside of the track. I'm 0.7 behind, but I'm not really sure if I'll be able to catch them. I don't seem to be pulling them in. Maybe this is a crossover point for the hard tyres because there's plenty of AI on the hard front and rear. Maybe my tyres have gone off. We'll see. Coming out to the penultimate lap. Bad exit out of the last corner, run it slightly wide, squared it off, but you lose all your momentum on the Moto3 bike as I set the fastest lap of the race. So I don't know what I'm talking about. I said this won't be a fast lap because I got a bad run, and I go set the fastest lap, so clearly I still have rubber underneath me as I have pulled into about 4 tenths behind Suzuki and Darren Binder, my good old pal Darren Binder. I think every race in this series so far I've had a battle with him. A lap and a half to go here in Saxonry. Once again through this turn 7 I get a great ride down in up the outside of him. He keeps the inside for the following corner. Now can I get him up through here? I've passed many people through here. Not this time. Probably going to try to do what I did to Antonelli. Get a good run down the waterfall. Just like that. Go to the outside. That's the podium positions again. Now can we get Darren Binder? Or is it going to be a Petronas 1-2? I've run up massively wide through the Saxon curve. Oi! Big moment outside curb. Suzuki fights back. Has the P3 again. I got a poor exit again. I'm trying to slipstream him to the line. 28.6. Competitive lap, but I think the AI have upped their pace towards the end of this race, so I reckon they could be on a harder compound than me. So getting very hot again into turn 1. All the way up to the pit exit. But we are back into P3. Now I have a under lap. This he can rob Darren Binder of P2s. I got a massive bobble between turn 2 and turn 3 of Omega. So my best chance probably will be into Saxon curve. If I can get a good run out of turn 6 down through turn 7. That's where I think I'll have my biggest opportunity. And closing. Oh, so he going on to the outside, untouched a bit of dirt, tracks down this warning. That might be after costing us P2 or even the opportunity, because he's up to half a second, and a massive slide through turn 9, and that has lost all my drive. Suzuki might even have a go back into me in the last corner. Again, front pushing like mad. It looks like on this last lap our tyres have just gone over the hill. Come into the last corner, it's going to be P3, it's going to be another podium, but more points lost to John McPhee. My rider team absolutely buzzing with that one. McPhee from Darren Binder and myself. Decent overall race, but not good for the championship. Even though I do move up into 5th place in the championship, still nearly 60 points behind John McPhee. It's going to be an uphill battle for the championship. So I hope you enjoyed this episode. I'm going to leave this episode here for today. I'll have episode 10 out in the next coming days. We'll be Assen, another great track. Hopefully we can have a good battle there and fight for the win and start clawing back points on John McPhee. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next episode.